Hello and welcome back to Data Simplified, and today I'm going to be showing you my top 5 tips, tricks and just things I generally think everybody should know in Excel. So to start off with, we have FN plus F4. So to show you this, we're going to go into a different spreadsheet, delete all these values, and what you can see here is I basically have a total trade number for the total trade that supermarkets have done in these two columns, 1999 and 2000, and then all of the supermarkets down the side. And what I want to know is what percent the trade that supermarket has done is out of the total number. So obviously to do a percentage, I'd just simply do percentage of Tesco. So if we go through this together again, which would simply be equals Tesco's value for Tesco divided by the total value, and that gives me the percentage that represents. However, if I was to drag that down to Sainsbury's, that's then not going to use the total value anymore. Instead, it's going to use Tesco because of the logic that Excel applies. So let's delete that. And instead, let's go up to our formula bar here, where we have cell C3, which represents the total trade number. And we're just simply going to click FN and F4 on our keyboard, and you'll see these little dollar signs pop up. And what that means is that cell is now frozen. So if you pull the formula down, pull it across, it's going to stay the same. We'll click enter, and then we shall pull it down. As you can see this time, Sainsbury's is now a proportionate value percentage of C3 as opposed to C4. And all of them, as we're going down, you can see that they're proportionate value of C3, which is the total trade number and what we wanted. Secondly is a graph. So again, I will just go into this spreadsheet to show you. To create a graph in Excel, all you do is simply highlight the information that you want. So in this case, we'll have the total trade and we'll have the amount that each supermarket did in the total trade. Then simply insert. You can quick click a graph, or you can click down, and you can pick any graph you want and it will come up. We probably shouldn't have included the total trade because that number's higher than the rest. So what we'll do is we'll just select all the supermarkets instead. Again, insert. Let's just quick graph it this time. And again, you've got all the supermarkets on the bottom and the values at the side. I do have another video on how to format graphs. I'll leave a link in the description below in case that is something you're interested in. Next on the list, number 3, we have Ctrl Shift down. Now this is more useful if you have a spreadsheet full of thousands of rows and you need to get to the bottom of it, or you want to select a lot of data from it and simply copy it or something. However, I'll show you with my small little table right here exactly what it does. So click the first cell you want, click Ctrl, click Shift and click down. And what it will do is it will go all the way to the bottom of the data, showing you the bottom or allowing you to then obviously change that to Ctrl C and copy it, or whatever you like. Next thing I'm going to show you is a vlookup. So here you can see we've got employee names and employee numbers, and on sheet 4 we've got employee numbers and salary. Now what I want is I want that all in one table. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a vlookup. So next to employee number, I'm going to call this new column salary. There we go. And what we will do is, so we now have name, employee number and salary. In the first one, I'm just going to simply put equals, vlookup, open bracket, and then you have to put the value that you want to look up. So in this case, I want Kate's employee number. You put a comma, and then you've got to select where do I look for this number? So in sheet 4, select the full data range. Then you need to tell it which column it's going to be in. Now, columns don't work this way as in A, B, C, all numbers. So A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, so on and so forth. So salary is in column B, so we're going to put 2. And then you need to put whether you want it to be true or false. So if it's an exact match, it's false. So that's what we want in this case. We're going to put false, close bracket, enter, and £30,000 appears there, and just drag it down. And all the employees' salaries are there as you'd expect. Number 5 is a pivot table. So again, you'd normally do this with more data, but I'll show you quickly on my little bit of data. Insert, pivot table. Ask if you want it on a new worksheet or an existing worksheet. I'm a new worksheet kind of gal, so I'm going to stick with that. Click OK. You'll get something like this pop up and pivot table fields on the right. Sometimes these boxes can be at the bottom, sometimes they can be at the side, but normally it's rows, columns, values if you want your filters. So what we'll do is we will have the name for rows and we will have the salary for values. This is normally used to organise much larger segments of data. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to do a more in-depth deep dive into pivot tables with a larger section of data, and I will do. And that concludes my top 5 tips. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what content you want next. Thank you for watching.